Well, hello, ladies, gentlemen, and whoever or whatever you identify as. Welcome back to the Shed of Dread. Welcome to another video. Right then, title, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And the reasons why I'm not going to watch it anymore. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Before we start going any further, time to eat some humble pie, methinks. I genuinely tried to give Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi a fair crack of the whip. And although I enjoyed the first two episodes, there were some niggly things in there, which, as with many other things at the moment, I'm prepared to let some things slide. But I've just finished watching episode 3, and slide no more can I do. Because I was wrong. I was foolish to believe that Disney would continue to deliver good Star Wars after The Mandalorian, which I enjoyed, and the Book of Boba Fett, which was okay. I've now come to the conclusion that Disney only wants to do one thing when it wants to deal with legacy characters, and that is to belittle and destroy them. As far as I can ascertain, excuse me, quick sip of coffee. As far as I can ascertain, the only purpose for Disney Star Wars when it comes to legacy characters is to destroy them. And its sole purpose of creating Obi-Wan Kenobi is to destroy the original classic series, because what they're doing in Obi-Wan Kenobi means that the original series literally makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Because I'm going to bring him back because I've moved him. This wonderful guy here. He's back. And back for no other reason than to completely destroy everything that has come before it. Somebody quotes when I put it on Twitter that episode 3 was, well, we'll get into it. And I said, that's it, it's the straw that's broke the camel's back. And one of my friends said, Disney's pulled the rug from underneath you. Yes, it did. I was trying not to hope it was going to be a bait and switch, and it turned out to be a bait and switch. So that now just leaves Star Trek Strange New Worlds with any further and hope that it will give me something that I will actually enjoy. Right then, so the first two episodes, as I said, I enjoyed. Although, as I did also mention, there was a few little issues with it, which again I was going to slide. But in episode 3, if you haven't watched it, spoilers, because I'm going to spoil it. So if you don't want to listen to any more of it and then jump on to why I'm not going to watch it, I'll put a timestamp in the description so you can jump to that bit if you want to miss this bit out. In fact, if you haven't watched any of the Obi-Wans, you might as well stop listening now, and then you can join me at the back end of the video if you want. Okay? Fair warning. Right then. In episode 3, Obi gets to fight Vader. Really? Genuinely? And even that fight was pathetic, weak, slow, clunky, made no sense. It's nice to see that the Empire's stormtroopers, although that is the hark to the original series, literally can't hit the side of a barn door if they tried, which has always been amazing that the Empire has managed to travel the entire galaxy and dominate everything with a bunch of twats who can't hit the side of a barn door. I mean, they're probably the worst infantry ever created. But in any case, that's beside the point. But Obi-Wan gets to fight Vader, and Vader basically has the opportunity to kill him, but obviously can't, because then that would really destroy the original series of films. I don't get it. I just don't understand it. I just don't see why that needed to be brought in. It was much better knowing that Obi-Wan last saw Anakin slash Darth Vader, or Anakin Skywalker, because he didn't know he was Darth Vader then, until The New Hope. That made sense. Now, okay, there will be people who will say, well, he did say, you know, when he's on, I've not felt a presence since, and doesn't say, so that could be that. And that would be how Obi-Wan knows that Anakin Skywalker has become Darth Vader. I could kind of get that. But, again, these pathetic tropes, these things that literally don't make sense while you're watching them. Vader sets fire to the ground. He pulls Kenobi back through the flames and then shoves him back and blows the flames out. But then when the flames get relit again, he fucking forgot that he could just go poof, and the flames would go out again. It doesn't make sense. He does it so Kenobi can escape. It doesn't make sense. And then when you start adding it into everything else, when you start to really sort of sit down and start fooling yourself into believing that this is okay. This is Obi-Wan Kenobi was moved to Tatooine for the sole purpose of protecting Luke Skywalker. Except we've ignored Luke Skywalker now, and it's the Obi-Wan and Leia show. Now, don't get me wrong, the little actress who plays plays Leia, she's brilliant, and it's not her fault that the show is shit. Because it is. And I've tried to give it the optimum chance of succeeding and trying to impress me, but it just basically confirmed that Disney, when it comes to established characters, doesn't know what the... Well, it does. It knows exactly what it's doing, which is to destroy the legacy of those older characters. And that's the issue. Mandalorian was good because they had a fresh slate with the Mandalorian, and he was cool because he was new. The Book of Boba Fett, they basically stopped Boba Fett from being, even though it was an okay series, they stopped Boba Fett from being this huge badass to a quite pointless and ineffective person. They degraded him down to have to rely on the female character to save him, and the Mandalorian. Now, Ahsoka, when that series comes out, will probably be okay, because in reality, although Ahsoka was in the Clone Wars, her adult life is a blank canvas, so they can do with as they wish. But of course, Obi-Wan Kenobi deals with a legacy character, and a male legacy character at that. So its sole purpose, after now watching 3 episodes, which is halfway through, it's blatantly obvious that's what this show is designed to do. It is designed to make Obi-Wan Kenobi weak, pointless, irrelevant, cowardly, ineffective, and has to rely on women to save his ass. Now we can come on to the subject of Reva and the actress, who apparently has received horrendous racist abuses, which unfortunately, whether you like it or not, there are racists in this world and they will do that. But an awful lot of the criticism is because of the way that the character is portrayed and the way the character is written. She is what I would call a thrush character. She's as irritating as thrush, you know, a irritating little, can't say the word, it'll get done. Any case, she is aggressive, abrasive, mouthy, arrogant. No one likes her, not even the Inquisitors like her. She killed the Grand Inquisitor, which, really? And some people say, oh, he's going to come back. I really don't think he is, because we've got to get rid of that male. She's the bestest ever Inquisitor ever, even though she hasn't got the eyes turned like the Dark Lords, the Sith. In episode 3, she somehow manages to sense and find the tunnel that no one else could find, and then not only open up and know where the tunnel is immediately, and surprisingly and amazingly know where the other end of it was for no reason. We had to have in the second episode where she had to travel probably half a mile, if that. We had to do it in super duper parkour mode when we didn't really need to. That was just to show off prowess, I guess. So criticism of a character because they're poorly written isn't the same. But another reason why things started to change is over the last few days, where Star Wars has decided not only to double but triple down on anything, and it started like it always does with, if you don't like this show, you're a racist. We resist. You're this. And then a writer came out and was basically banging on about white supremacy and white people need to stop this shit and all that sort of bullshit. Which, of course, funnily enough, is also racist. But that doesn't count, does it? And we'll also note that the people who are jumping up and down now and shouting it's not fair for the treatment of, is it name Morgan? I don't know what her name is. Really don't care. It'll be up there for reference. Are not the same people who didn't say diddly squat with the treatment of John Boyega, for instance, or even Gina Carano. Nothing. John Boyega's come out and said about the racism, but the truth of the matter is Disney were racist to him. If you look at the characters throughout Star Wars, in the original series we had Lando Calrissian. Great pilot, great fighter, very charismatic, loved by everybody. Then in the original series we had Mace Windu, who was super cool, really badass, awesome Jedi Master. And then in the new series we get Finn, the janitor, who sometimes is a stormtrooper. Who, let's be brutally honest, if you remember, for China was shrunk from a big picture to a tiny little picture because we can't have black people, can we? So Disney, I find Disney and Star Wars very hypocritical when they scream racist at people, when they will do whatever they have to do and be as racist as they can to suit certain markets. But I digress. For those people who have genuinely sent genuinely disgusting and racist messages to the actress, there is nothing wrong with attacking the character, the way it's written and the way that they act it, but it's not the actual person's fault. Like what's her name, Kelly Marie Tran, when she did Rose Tycho, it's not her fault that Disney treated her the way they did. I mean, she's a stunning woman, and they just made her the most drab, most boring, pathetic character known to man. But that wasn't the actor's fault. Remember, the actors are just doing what they're told to do, and they're paid to do it, and they're paid to say, this is how I want this character to be. So it's right to attack the character. Don't attack the person playing it, because it's not their fault. They're just doing what's written on the paper. Yeah, it's that simple. So if you're racially attacking Morgan, I think it's her name, Morgan, if you're racially attacking her on her, attacking her because of the character, you're a special kind of stupid. You are a dumb, thick, ignorant asshole of a racist, because there's no place for that. Yeah, you can attack the character. You can attack what she is, because she's an obnoxious, horrible, bestest ever Sith Lord, even a Sith member of the Sith, but without any of the makeup or the traits or anything like any of the others. Which is amazing, isn't it, really? But there you go, because that's okay. And perhaps something is going to happen with her character. Not that I give a shit, because I'm done. I'm not watching it anymore. Obi-Wan Kenobi managed to get halfway through episode 3, just killed it for me. There's no point. And then once you start realising that those little... we'll have a quick sip. Those little things that you were letting slip were actually quite big things in reality. For instance, why did Leia send the message to Ben Kenobi? For instance, you fought with my father on the Clone Wars. Other than, remember those times when we were running around on several different planets and you were with me for ages? my bestest buddy pal. Yeah, exactly. The fact that Obi-Wan swore that he was going to protect Luke Skywalker forever, and then at the first chance he gets, he fucks off and leaves him. I know there's a thing, how does Reva know that Anakin Skywalker is Darth Vader? Well, the fact that, I know I don't really try and go into the expanded universe as such, because a lot of people don't touch the expanded universe, so don't know these things. But obviously in the expanded universe, when this fella here finds out you know who he is, he kills you. There is no one who knows other than Grand Moff Tarkin and Palpatine. Everybody else don't know. And I thought, well, perhaps she overheard, or she's perhaps the little black girl at the beginning of episode 1, when Order 66 is happening, and there's that reason. I just don't care anymore. The simple truth of the matter is, she knows the Vader's Anakin Skywalker because it's a plot device. It's because it's poorly written. It's that simple. Like in episode 3, there was loads of wonderful shots of empty fields. There's no fucking point to that. We don't need that. We want story. And the story's bad. This is me going, I'm ever so sorry, I was wrong. It's very rare that people do that nowadays, but I will actually turn around and put my hand on my heart and say, look, got it wrong. I was hoping that Obi-Wan Kenobi was going to be good. I should have paid attention to the warning signs in episodes 1 and 2. I chose to ignore them, but episode 3, no. And that means that all the things that I did try and ignore in episodes 1 and 2 are now blaringly obvious, that its just sole purpose is to destroy the original trilogy, and especially to destroy the legacy of a classic character in Star Wars. You got The Force Awakens, that was to kill off Han Solo. What's the next one? Fuck, that's good, I can't even remember. The Last Jedi was to destroy Luke Skywalker, and The Rise of Skywalker was just to finish, Leia, and then just finish off the franchise completely, with literally no logical, nonsensical shit at the end of it. And now we're moving on to Ben Kenobi, and portraying Vader as quite a weak twat, because Vader should have just kicked his ass. But of course we can't do that, because we don't want to make it so blatantly obvious. There is talk of why was Leia kidnapped, because they could have just used Bail Organa. Well, yeah, but it's plot lines in it. I know there was the foot chase through the forest. The other quarter, and the other thing, of course, is one use is use a gun set to stun, just for instance. Oh dear, it's not good when you're wrong. It's a bit annoying, because I tried to give it a chance, and it's alright. My Twitter feed's banging up. Have we got anything interesting there? Other than someone who's just put here, hearing about Ben Kenobi and Vader fighting makes the throne scene in The Last Jedi appear to be good. Yeah, it's sad. It's really sad. But then, as the saying goes, that probably explains the other things. I do pay attention to what Star Wars has been doing, and especially Disney. And it's in a mess. Obviously, Disney Plus subscriptions are diving. Disney on a whole, their share price is dropping like a stone. And that's not just because of Star Wars, that's just because of all the horrible, pointless and nasty crap that they've been saying, the way they've treated the fans, and the way they're just woke, and keep continually saying, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this, we're going to make this, we're going to make that, and it's just going to be this, and this. They're destroying themselves. Their tendencies at their parks are down, even though they've raised the ticket prices, which will make it even more expensive to go there. Merchandise just isn't selling at all. The classic stuff does, but the new stuff doesn't. I've got here the Lego Millennium Falcon, but unfortunately it's got the square dish on it. But I got that because it's Lego. You know, that's why I buy it. I mean, I've got obviously Vader here. I've got some other. I've got starships behind me and that. And obviously, I've even got me, which was a kind gift of. There you go. The Death Star lights up, and I've got stormtroopers and I've got cups. Even as you've probably noticed here, the Force is strong in this one because Grogu is cool. I've got a Grogu just here behind the camera. A huge X-wing literally right there, which if you've seen a tour of the Shed of Dread, you've seen there's R2-D2 right there. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and this is an insult to Star Wars. So to bring it to you know, it's just ugh. But then again, what do I know? I know that a lot of people in the previous video I did about the madness of fandom and like hating something before not watching it. Yeah, I know some people don't agree with me, and that's absolutely fine, and I get where you're coming from, and especially now with Obi-Wan Kenobi, you were right and I was wrong. There you go. It's that simple. It's not painful to admit that I'm wrong. It's painful to the fact that I tried to give something a shot and it just turned out to be awful. But then again, hey, you take your chances. But then again, what would I know? I'm just a fat bloke sitting in his shed surrounded by his toys. But you let me know what you think. Comment section down below. I know some of you aren't too shy in coming forward. Please do. Tell me what you think. What do you think of Obi-Wan Kenobi? If you've watched it, are you going to continue to watch it, or have you had enough? I know there's a lot of people who follow me who just think it's a complete load of waste of time. And you're right. It's just not worth it now. The way they're just going out of their way to destroy any legacy or canon of anything from the original films, it's just too much, and I just can't do it anymore. So, like a bit like The Timeless Child, it's going to be something else. I'm just going to have to pretend didn't happen. Isn't that right, the almighty Dark Lord? Yeah. So, with that, I shall bring it to a close. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and share. If you want to watch some more videos on my channel, and sometimes watch me get things wrong, which is, I'm only human, and that's absolutely fine, then please feel free to subscribe to the channel. And with that, and as always, and until the next one, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thanks so much for watching. It's always appreciated.